Okay, let's go. It's pre New York session. 7:46 New York time, and I'm gonna just do real quick pre-market review, and then I will record everything that I'm thinking live, and probably post this after the session. Then so yeah, let's see how this goes. But yeah, I will show you my analysis on Nas 100 or Nasdaq, whatever you want to call it. So coming to the week, I'm looking at the weekly time frame. Let's just delete everything. So I'm looking at the weekly time frame. We got weekly BPR here, and the most important is the whole fair value gap basically here, which I'm looking at. We closed slightly above the CE there. I don't really know if that's important or not. I don't really care. This one was respected fully, and ES closed inside previous week's range. Now, as you can see, we closed a little bit above, but it's not that important. It's still in quite close proximity there. So that basically means for me that we are holding a bearish PD array. Maybe, okay, my overall bias is long, obviously, because all-time highs are here, and I wouldn't find a reason for us to push above this high if we are bearish. Like if we were bearish, we should really just down here continue lower to liquidate these lows. If we are going to have two massively bullish weeks and third one like this, maybe we are going to get like another week of wicking lower, having a reaction to the upside, but eventually we are going to push back up here. So, but in this kind of situation, it's kind of difficult to be fully bullish in Monday. Like we are not going to get bull candle today, necessarily, because of the certain fact that we got that sell side here, and like after all of this choppy price action, I just cannot be bullish before we kind of sweep that sell side, because this is otherwise a little bit too like a weird price action. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? So Friday we traded lower, then we are trading lower now as well, and basically, yeah, this could be the sell side target for us, and after which we could then run higher and take the previous week high. So this is the basic premise here. Besides of these liquidity pools, I like to note this new week opening gap that we are very close to. So here you can see that week opens, closes down here. Next week opens up here. So now this is our new week opening gap. It's also new month opening gap, more specifically, because you can see there is a shift from June to July there. So that's new week opening gap, and it lines up with that sell side liquidity. So using that as a support to launch price higher could be my best bet here, what we are doing. But other than that, I would only be looking for sells. Maybe if 50-minute time frame suggests that, yeah, buys are short term good option. Maybe if you create like equal highs with this, and then you see a very convincing shift like this, maybe you could try to catch like a small portion move higher. But overall, I cannot really think of anything else than like a move lower here. But you can see how choppy the price action has even been now. So I need to be a little bit cautious. Around hour ago, we got the move that I also caught. I didn't take the trade, but it played out perfectly. I will try to show you the move here. So, well, first of all, we flipped this gap, which is massive. Then we have a new fair value gap here, which we held. Friday, this last Friday candle, sorry, here. Started trading lower. Now the first target here is this sell side, internal liquidity. Price is just right now pulling down there. But you can see we are respecting bearish PDRs here. We even flip this candle. We are not respecting this order block or anything like that. So I think we need a little bit volume to come down here because it's quite far down still. And we have a lot of choppy action. We got order blocks here, here, here. A lot of price points where price could reject or continue the choppy action. So let's just hope that we get clean action today. We got this, which is very, very not important. And then Fed Powell speaks. We could have a good PM session, which I will also be taking a look at. But I hope that we get nice AM session because Fed speaks in the evening. I don't know how that really affects. Maybe sometimes it could even be a bad thing for the AM session. So, which would mean that the M session is a little bit choppy, and then the PM session will have the majority of the volume because of the Fed Powell speaking. But anyhow, here's the sell side that we are running right now. And so, high time frame bearish right now. Okay, that was the first thing. Then what was the setup that I kind of identified here just around an hour ago? Well, price, what was price doing here? Breaking structure lower, wicking these lows, then swept this high. And at this point, I'm starting to think that this is an inducement to go lower because of the bearish bias anyway. And couldn't really identify anything here for hour because it's so choppy, but I measured the 50% of the 4-hour gap or the wick. You can see how we trade above that wick, that reject that. We got that inducement here. And overall, this whole range here is a bearish BPR as well. So at this point, things are starting to look good. If market rejects here, we could sell. That's what I'm thinking. Then again, we flip this gap. I'm still not in thinking that I would take a trade here. Like maybe if you scale down, you could catch like 1 minute sell here. For me, the price action here prior is a little bit too bullish for me to just trust this kind of small 1 minute break structure to the downside. If you wanted to take that, it would have been fine and you would have caught massive move. Not my idea though. My idea would have been we get the break structure down to the downside here. It's not only a fair value gap, we also flip this gap, which is important. Then we create new fair value gap here, and now I'm thinking, okay, I scaled to 1 minute, we got 15-minute POI. If we get a nice reaction out of it, I'm in. I would be in. Now I don't trade this time, hence why I didn't enter the trade, but you can see how this is perfect market maker model where you have the original consolidation, build some internal liquidity like this. Then you shift the structure in your high time frame POI, and you basically just would be willing to and able to enter from that fair value gap, stop just at the high, and target the market maker sell model target low there. And this is the basic idea of market maker models. This is the buy side of the curve, then this would be your sell side of the curve, and or you could do it like that, and it delivers price quite efficiently here. Swept some low, I would take profits out there, move break even. I don't really know if your break even stops would hit there. Possibly not, and then it runs to the lows. Obviously I didn't execute this, but I identified this live time and it happened just hour or few ago. Pretty nice one. And now we are continuing to trade lower. I'm kind of concerned about the session upcoming. I don't really know if we are able to get the volume down, or if price wants to go higher and maybe meet the target lower later in the week. So I need to stay cautious. Usually I would kind of have better idea, but because like you're looking at the 4-hour chart or even hourly chart, and it's kind of moving towards your overall target, but it's so choppy, you don't really know if it's willing to manipulate higher like this once more, which it could easily do. So it's kind of difficult to identify here. You probably understand, but we also have a chance that we are absolutely going to melt from here, just like to the lows. So let's see what we can have. Yeah, I will be back when the session opens, I believe so. So 8:30 open. What price did there? I don't really know, not much. Let's just mark that out. You know what? For the sake of it, I'm going to also mark out the New York midnight open. So it's above here. I don't think we're going to trade back here, so it's not really important at the end of the day. But let's just have it so that if it trade back up there, we will have it there. So we basically purged sell side here. It's kind of nice wick close here, and it's the 4-hour fair value gap. Exactly. So you're expecting some type of rejection maybe here, or at least some type of reaction. But you would want to see market continuing lower. So nothing too great of a rejection. Like if market rejects here and starts to chop around here, we are probably going to have a bad day. Because at this current condition, I'm probably not confident enough to go long either. So then, kind of hard to say, but this could be just like a retracement candle towards the fair value gap that we created here. 15-minute one here. We have now tapped into that. Yeah. In 1 hour, we are going to see the market open at 9:30 there. So waiting for that. Before that, I'm probably most likely not going to execute absolutely anything. So as far as I'm concerned, we got the midnight open. We traded lower, traded above, then broke lower again, respected that midnight open, and this would be your first possible sell here. Close to the midnight open there. But yeah, not much right now. We got the 50-minute POI. If we get some very nice action here and then shift to the downside, maybe this could be a sell. But as of now, this kind of, I would even call this, what does ICT call it? It's institutional order flow entry drill or something like that. It's called institutional order flow. IO. Yeah, it's this institutional order flow entry drill. This is pretty much why you're, what is it? So it kind of just taps the slightest amount in and then leaves. So technically, break of structure here could be a sell if you get a fair value gap or CB there. I wouldn't do that though. We have swept sell side there, close to equity market open. I'd be a little bit cautious here though. So yeah. Okay, price is not doing much here. We broke back higher into the 15-minute fair value gap. This could turn into a market maker sell model. With smart money reversal being inside of this 15 minutes and then moving lower. That could be something, but as of now, I haven't seen really anything. One thing that really concerns me is whether or not we are truly bearish, because after sell side being swept, I don't know. Maybe market could manipulate higher. I don't know really. My overall bias is still bearish, and so just have to wait and see what market gives me. I think some type of clarity will be seen at the 9:30 open there. We can refine this area now a little bit smaller. This, if we are going to sell off, this hourly fair value gap should get tagged into, and that was created with that high there. So let's just see what we can have. So the thing in here is that we got this thing, not very high impact news driver in my opinion, so we can just trade through it. But I will be monitoring this thing because it's 9 p.m. just 9 p.m. my time. I believe it's 2 p.m. New York time, so just before the Silver Bullet PM session. And I'm kind of concerned about the fact whether or not will this Fed Chair Powell speaks event make this AM session price action choppy or not. But we have had choppy price action like a lot. I hope October will be good, which I think it will. This September price action has been like a bad action, a lot of bad price action. But you can see here, we tap into that 1 hour fair value gap. It's also a breaker here, hourly breaker, notable. Let's see if that gets respected. I hope that that's something, that's a level that price will respect. Okay, let's mark here just at 4 hour liquidity swept, or let's say and I also annotated this huge wick CE because I'm not really sure. Like if price comes down here, there is a chance that it will consolidate here. So something like this would be a good take profit. But if we get a nice long short here, I'm just targeting some of these lows here, and yeah, not interested in actually holding down here. And I don't even think that market will push down there this Monday. Maybe it could, but I don't know. You can see how that hourly candle is kind of starting to play out. Trading over that fair value gap. Let's hope that it rejects. We can also measure some of these wicks. But the most important level for me is this breaker, which we want to hold. So it doesn't have to hold the breaker low with the body. It can actually close inside. I would want this to hold the CE exactly here though. And there's still 15-minute POI, so that makes me interested in seeing possible shorts from here if we see market respecting this area, which it is not doing right now. We traded into this down close candle, sorry, up close candle, which is our order block, I believe so. But yeah, we are closing to the market open in around 15 minutes. Oh, one thing I forgot to annotate is also this new week's opening gap. So this is Friday, this is Monday. Friday traded down closed. And then here well, let's put that new week opening gap. And then here we opened and now we're trading down. So this is the opening gap there. Oh, this is actually interesting because now we can see that market is actually right now in the gap. And even though it's choppy and stuff, we know that market likes to sometimes use new week opening gaps and new day opening gaps as like a support and resistance levels. Pretty much. So I'm pretty sure I'm not going to go long today. So I hope that we get a sell set up. Otherwise, there's no trade here. Okay, we are starting to reject as I wanted to see. We got that new week opening gap, that order block. We are trading inside of a bearish breaker. Here, as you see, in my understanding, technically the whole thing here is breaker, but this is just the important candle in my opinion. I don't really know. But anyhow, you can see that hourly candle is starting to pull lower, which is interesting and important. So at this point, we would be shorting above 830 opening price, which would be good. Don't know yet what's the 930 opening price though. That's going to be revealed in 6 minutes. Okay, right now 1 minute to the market's open. We are kind of trading in a range right now where if the market opens and gives massive volume to the downside, then I don't really know how to participate. Maybe if we get like a big candle like that, we could then try to short. But I find that often when market open gives that move down, it will then move higher because of the first move being down. First move down being a judo swing. You know what I'm saying? Like a false move manipulation. So that's why I would want to see like a little bit manipulation higher here and then move lower. We got relative equal lows or equal lows here. So yeah. 10 seconds. Let's go. I'm not expecting to execute anything right like as of now. I'm just seeing maybe like 10 minutes into market open and we will get something, but let's see. We print a wick higher. Let's quickly see what ES did there. ES created equal highs. NAS failed to go quite as far up, but I don't really know. We are not seeing that much volume at the market open. Like sometimes we are getting a massive volume. Right now, nothing too predominant, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, the volume is kicking higher. Well, it's kind of what I wanted to see, because, you know, we left these equal lows here, and the overall bearish bias is still standing. So this, okay, this is ridiculous. I don't know. Okay, we need to see a lot of structure being built here before I can really consider anything. Like, I don't know how I would get short in here. Well, we have swept buy side now, so like a rejection off of this rejection block. Rejection block there could be something to look at. We are trading now above midnight open, so let's mark the 9:30 open to this low, and wherever the 8:30 open is not that important. Like it's far down here. Okay, seems like we are going to sweep a little bit more liquidity. This high, maybe even these highs here. I'm still only considering sells. Right now, we are taking a lot of buy side liquidity. Let's see if we are just bullish or if we are going to sell off. There is a chance that we kind of use, like, I don't know if anyone would agree with this, but maybe there is a chance that we use like this AM session to move higher and give like a so-called false move higher, and then because in the PM session we got the Fed Powell speaking, in the PM session we could then have the like a real move down. I don't really know, or maybe if we are going to have like a bearish weekly candle, then it would be fine to see like a bullish Monday candle to then for Monday to create the weekly candles high and then push lower, because it's quite a lot to expect for market to move from here to here in a one day. That's a lot of volume. Obviously we have had those kind of candles, so it's not like abnormal. Right now, if I had to bet on it, I would say that we are not going to trade above this high, because this is technically a swing high there. We got fair value gap here in 15-minute and liquidity. We swept that. Now we are rejecting from this 15-minute gap. So let's see if we can get like real nice and quick short after some type of break of structure to the downside, could be decent. Also, when it comes to ES, similar move higher. We didn't sweep all these equal highs here, which I obviously want to see getting swept. Let's see if ES sweeps that high, gives a nice break of structure. That's a nice idea. Okay, for me it looks like we're probably going to run towards this high. I mean, I wouldn't say probably, possibly, because we're still kind of holding this gap, but ES is doing its thing here where you got those relative equal highs, a lot of buy side here, and we came there. You can see that's disgusting. I think we will run that again, which would mean that higher prices in ES would mean that Nasdaq is pushing higher as well, or maybe we are getting SMT, maybe even a break of structure down here. I don't really know, but I'm more and more, when time passes by, I'm starting to think that maybe it's best to not trade today. It's NFP week, it's Monday, we got the Fed news. Maybe I will be able to execute in the PM session, so this is not really giving me right now what I want to see, and that's the problem here. But it's also fine not to execute anything. Better to like preserve capital. Okay, we are 30 minutes in to the markets open, and right now rejecting that 15-minute fair value gap. But if like in the next 15 to 30 minutes we are not getting anything, I'm then just going to step away from the charts and taking a look at the PM session later in the day. That's pretty much the case here, because ES is still kind of looking bullish because it has all of those equal highs. We got these equal highs in Nasdaq here. We got bullish range higher, and the Fed news just kind of make me not want to take sell here. And I told myself before the session open I only will take sells. And maybe if this S&P gives like a nice structure here, something like this, maybe you could enter into a long in a fair value gap like this here. So that's the only scenario I can really see for me right now. And even if that happens, I would want to see like a 15-minute POI such as fair value gap being formed first, and then price kind of tap into it and break structure to the upside, and then we could go maybe long. Okay, S&P is breaking way too far down here. Maybe it's just engineering liquidity. I don't know when it's going to run that. Nasdaq, I'm super hesitant right now, which is a red flag here. So yeah, I would say I'm not going to trade this, but yeah, interesting price tape reading here, and I think that the PM session could give something. I'm still thinking of this move higher, so this is the breaker here, but I don't really know. Overall bias is still bearish. And all this is just a little bit too choppy, and concerning all of the circumstances with Fed speaking and NFP coming in Friday, and this being just a Monday in general, it just doesn't really tell me that trade should be executed here. But it's a good tape reading session and something to learn from.